I'm just keeping it, I'm just keeping it, I'm just keeping it, yeah. Give them something, they give them something, they give them something, they pay. If you're tired of being stressed out and been depressed about it, you say, we gon' let you know.
It's official, like a referee with a whistle. So like and share. So yeah, holidays is upon us. And during the holidays, people like to get with the people that they care about. Could be friends, could be family, etc. Right? Which is, pretty common if you live in the United States of America, for the most part. But I got a question a couple days ago, and someone listened to a previous podcast where I was talking about why I don't eat certain foods or certain or most people food. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why I'm very careful about what I eat and where I eat it at. I'm very mindful of that. You know. Uh I hate, I hate when things get updated and I don't I hate that shit when things get updated and I don't necessarily know until I get on. So I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with this. Yeah. But yeah, there's a reason why. There's a method to the madness. There's a reason why I do what I do when it comes to a lot of things. And to a lot of people, they like people around that kind of go along and get along. But I never really been that type of guy to go along and get along. That's not really me. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that type of guy, really, for the most part. I kind of I move different out here. You kind of have to, especially if you're a black man in the United States of America. You kind of have to move different. You don't really have a choice, really, unless you know. And a lot of us, we can't afford to be making a lot of mistakes. That's another thing. Most of us, one mistake, that could be it. That could be it. That's just the nature of the beast that we live in, for the most part. But you have to understand when you're traveling, going to these other countries, hanging out with these different groups of people, these people are not civilized like we are over here. They're not. I'm not saying what's right or what's wrong, but they're not civilized like we are over here. And other places I've been to, the shit is kind of wide open in these other countries. You get treated Um, most of the time based on who they think you are. Their perception of you is pretty much how you get treated. Um, for the most part, you know, people have an idea or a concept of of how an American guy is supposed to be like before you even show up. You know, so that's pretty much how it go. And now when you show up, if you're different than what they think you are, that's a plus. You know what I'm saying? But there's different rules that people live by and play by. You know, it's not like living here in America. See, like telling lies in other countries, it's not necessarily seen as something as a bad thing. You know, like everybody might be lying. Everybody might be a part of the lie, but you just happen to be in their household at that moment, at that time. Everybody knows that you've been told a lie, but nobody's willing to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, over here in America, that probably won't fly. That probably won't. You will eventually find out. But in these other countries, no, not so much. I mean, you might be a visitor. Look, a girl might take you home, right? And introduce you to her parents, sisters, and brothers, and everything. And this girl might be secretly engaged to another dude, but they're not going to say anything. They're not going to tell you, hey, you know, she's secretly engaged to be married soon. They're not going to say anything to you about it. And this type of stuff happens all the time. It's not like a one-off or a certain type of person has to do this. No, that's just part of how some people grow up, I guess. I don't know. You know, look, you have institutional fraud in these other countries, meaning that you can take your money and open a bank account. You think your bank account, your money is safe in that bank account. No, not necessarily. No. There's totally different ball game in these other countries. They don't really have a rule of law in most of these places. Everything is based on what they want to do at any given time. And it's based on it's a case by case basis. You know, that's pretty much how it is. Now, are people cordial? More so than being in America? I mean, North America, are people more friendly in other countries than being in America? Yeah, they're for the most part, they're friendly. You know, they're not most people I haven't been treated very rudely in these other places. People are nice, cordial, you know, but you got to be careful with that. Just because somebody's nice to you, that doesn't mean that they not taking advantage of you. That doesn't mean that you're not paying more for something that somebody else in their local community wouldn't. They would never pay that price. You paying the foreigner's price. You know what I'm saying? It's little stuff like that you don't even think about because you be like, hey, I'm just over here for a short period of time, whatever, you know? I mean, you when you're out, when you're partying with people that you don't know, you You go into people's house that you don't know. You got to watch yourself. You got to watch your drink. I mean, people put shit in your drinks. I mean, I don't drink no more, so I don't got to worry about that type of shit. But that shit happens. I mean, people put shit in your drinks. You might be passed the fuck out somewhere, and when you wake up, all your money gone, your wallet gone, all your shit gone. That shit happens. It's happened to people I knew. It might have happened to me. Why are you bullshitting? You know, all I know is I went to this girl's house, and this is at a time where I'm a heavy drinker at the time. I'm drinking bottles of Hennessy and drinking beer like it ain't nothing. And I went to this girl's house. I had one glass of Hennessy and one bottle of Corona, and I was drowsy as hell. And I'm looking at her like, what this bitch did to me? I only had 2 drinks. And I only been to her house like 2 hours. So I'm thinking this broad must have slipped something on me once I went to the bathroom or some shit. But I never said anything to her about it. The next day I woke up and I left and I never saw her again. You know, but nothing ever happened to me. She didn't take my money or anything like that. But I know I was a little out of it. That's the first time I ever been like that. And that was the last time I ever been like that, because I'm the type of person, I like to be in my right mind. I like to know what's going on in my environment. And that was the first time that ever happened, where I'm like out of it. Passed out at a girl's house that I didn't know, from a can of paint, really. And the worst part about it is, come to find out, she lived below in the basement at her parents' house. She didn't bother to tell me that before I came. And then when I came there, she's telling me, hey, we got to be quiet because I don't want my parents to know that I got somebody downstairs. I'm like, oh, God, that's even worse, you know? She didn't bother to tell me none of that stuff. She just thought it would be cool for me to come over there, for whatever reason, and I'm like, what the? And the worst part about it is I couldn't even leave because the last train left like, I think 1:30 in that area where I was at in Japan at the time. So I was stuck basically because I didn't have a car overseas. I never bought a car. I never even drove overseas. So just little stuff like that, you just have to be mindful of the people that you're around. But back then, man, I was so green, man. I didn't really know how it was over there. Japan was the first place that I've been to. That was the first country I've been to when I went overseas. I was so green, man. I didn't really know how people got down over there, because the impression about Japan is that the assumption that they gave us is that people are very honest and truthful. And no, that's not true. Yeah, they're nice, they're cordial, whatever, but they can be very dishonest about a lot of things. And nobody says that. That's the problem that I had while I was over there. That's why I got into a lot of situations that I got into while I was over there. Because I was lied to all the time. All the time. I'm like, damn, is anybody... I mean, you can be walking through the fucking fire and nobody's going to say anything. They'll just let you keep bumping your head until you figure out on your own. And then check this out. If you tell this same person that's seeing you bump your head, hey, why'd you Why you let him do that? Why you didn't tell me? They'll be like, oh, she should have known better. You're stupid. So that's the mentality of a lot of these people you're dealing with. You know, they see if you don't know something, they see that as a form of kind of weakness. You know, they see being truthful, that's a form of weakness to a lot of people. So that's what I flew to. That's where I went to when I was like, what, 21 years old at the time. I'm green as hell. I don't know no better. I'm just trying to figure this shit out, trying to make the best of my time. And now I'm over here in this place. I gotta eat the food. I gotta eat something, right? And if you've been following me for a while, you know that a lot of food, I don't like a lot of food out here. I don't like it. Food is important to me, but a lot of food out here, I do not like it at all. You pick any country, I probably tried it and didn't like it. You know? Yeah, I tried probably every type of food that you could probably think of. Now the food in Japan is it's okay. What the hell is this? Somebody sent me some weird text. Now the food in Japan, one thing about being in Japan, the food in Japan is okay. I mean, of course, I don't like everything. I don't care for the sauce, the soy sauce. I don't care for none of that stuff. But I'm talking like basic food. Japan food reminds me of I guess people that say they're on a plant-based diet. Yeah, people that's on a plant-based diet would like Japanese food because there's no sauce. There's no seasoning at all, and it's all about the sauce. Yeah, so people on a plant-based diet would like Japanese food. You know, it's okay. It was I ate it for 3 years until it was time for me to go. Now, one thing about being in Japan is, you know, they have the chain restaurants. You know, they have the Fridays, Red Lobster, Capital Grills, the Chili's. They got them restaurants over there. So that's one thing about that. So I used to hit them chain restaurants up all the time. You know, and then I did get some of I like the beef bowl that they have in Japan. The beef bowl. They got these small little restaurants where you can basically go on and sit down and eat real quick. They call it a beef bowl. They call it beef bowl stands, you know, but it's basically a little small little restaurant. It's very small, probably the size of a restroom here in America, you know, where you can go in there, sit down, eat real quick, and basically leave, you know, and the chef cook right in front of you. So I like that, you know. I used to go to them type of spots every week, sometimes twice a week. So that was good. And I still eat beef bowl still to this day here in America. There's stores like the international grocery stores, they sell beef bowls. So you can buy them in packs, frozen, take them home, heat it up, and just add the rice to it. You know, so that was cool. Now there's some foods out here. There's some food in these other countries. I don't like it at all. I don't like East Indian food. I don't like Colombian food. I don't like Vietnamese food. I don't like Korean food. Uh, what else? I don't like no food in Europe. Zero. Any country you name, Denmark, I don't like none of that shit. That shit is nasty. No taste at all. Now I've tried some food from Ghana and Nigerian food. I don't like that shit. A lot of that shit is sloppy. I don't like. No, I can't eat food that's sloppy. The what else? The Thai food is okay. The what else? I tried some I think this guy was from Haiti. Hey, I tried some Haitian food. Some of it was okay. Some of it was okay. But it ain't no food like the food where I'm from in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? See, some people would call us Geechee, right? Look, I don't know about New Orleans. I don't know. I ain't never been in New Orleans. But I know where I'm from in South Carolina, I haven't found food anywhere else to be better than that. I don't know about New Orleans and Texas, and I don't know. But where I'm from, South Carolina, I have not found the food to be better anywhere else than where I'm from. That might make me a little biased, okay, but I've been around in all these places. I've been to Miami. I tried the Colombian food and the Guatemalan food and the what else? Puerto Rican cooked the food. I've tried all it. Most of that shit is nasty to me. I don't like it. You know, see, just that me disliking it is a turn off, right? Now, now, it's like I see some guys on the internet every once in a while eating anything on the internet. Dudes they travel, eat anything, anybody's food. I could never do that. I don't know this woman. I don't know these people like that. And see, another thing about the food you have to be careful about. Like I said, these people in these other countries are not civilized like we are. They will prey on you. They will take advantage of you if they can. See, I've known people that have went to other countries and ate some food and drunk a little bit of water and they got sick. And some of these people end up dying. That's right. Some of these people end up dying. I met I never met her. My sister told me her husband's niece went to Mexico, Cancun. And when she came back, a couple days later, she died. And I told her, she told me some of the details. You know, they're pumping her stomach and all this. And it sounded like food poisoning to me. That's what it sounded like. You know, so you got to watch what you eat when you go to these places. Just because someone invites you over to their house and get you all liquored up and stomach full of food. And then when you leave, you start feeling sick. And it never crossed your mind that maybe them people put something in that damn food or put something in that damn drink that I had last night with them. The idea never occurred to you at all in most cases. Or maybe the girl you was with last night that you were tricking off your little money, she might have put something in your food and your drink. You never even thought about it. You was having such a good time. This shit happens. This is why I avoid eating people's food. Worldwide, I don't eat. I have to know you pretty well. And let's just be honest. Most women today can't cook worth a damn anyway. I mean, let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Most women today can't cook worth a damn. I mean, look, I know a bunch of women out here today, and cooking ain't something that they have on the top of the list that they do well. I mean, I don't really know what a lot of these damn women do well today. I'm just saying, man, the game is raggedy out here today. Look, you know what most women's game is today? Most women's game today is just look good, show up, and smile, and just be cordial. And if she got a big ass, try to display it in some type of way. If she got some nice titties, try to mash them out just to make sure that he can see what she got. That's what women are being taught today. It's like, yeah, she looked good, but once you get past her looks, you're going to realize that it ain't really too much there. She's just a basic broad. Really, it's just, and don't let her invite you over and I'm going to cook for you. Oh, boy, this might be a rough one, and then you ask her, what you going to cook? She's like, well, what you like to eat? And see, most of the time, if they ask me what I like to eat, I already know what I like to eat. She don't know how to cook 9 times out of 10, unless she's from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? But most of the people I know, they're not where I'm from. They're not from South Carolina. If they from Florida, they might know a little something. Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, they might know something. But if they from someplace like the Midwest, up north means that they probably got immigrant parents or they're foreigners from the Caribbean islands. I don't like a lot of that shit. So that's So it's difficult to tell them what I like to eat because they don't know how to cook it. There's a good chance, or they never heard of it. That's another thing. Just like I never heard of a lot of stuff they cook. And a lot of stuff I might have tried it, but just don't know the name. Because a lot of times I don't like how their food look, and I don't like how it smell. So it's like me avoiding a lot of people's food wasn't no problem for me because I don't like a lot of this shit anyway. But got to be careful, See, you have another thing you have to realize. A lot of women will use voodoo on your ass in these other countries. That's another thing you have to be aware of. Now, how many people have you ever heard of women putting blood, period blood, in the spaghetti? A lot of people haven't heard of shit like that. See, my mom put me on to this shit early in the game. They'll put period blood in the spaghetti to get you hooked. Yeah, they'll put period blood in the spaghetti to get you hooked. There's women out here that's still doing that today. Now, does it work? Shit, I don't know. You know, I ain't never had nobody do it to me. I don't want to find out. I don't want to be hooked on nobody like that. But you got to be careful where you eat it. You know, yeah. So there's a lot of women out here that's doing voodoo and all kind of shit to get guys hooked on them. You know, and people are being poisoned. Like even in South America, you know, they got the I've heard some type of spray they have. The kind of have you a little not kind of out of it for a couple of minutes. That way they can take advantage of you and take your money or do whatever they want. You know, I heard some spray. I've never heard that. That's a new one. I've heard all the pills and the oils where they drop in your food and your drinks. I've heard about all that shit years ago. But the spray, that's a new one. You know? And you have to understand, when people use these tactics, they're very clever how they do it. You know? It's kind of like, you ever looked at them old kung fu movies where they always have tea, right? Everybody drinks tea in the old Chinese kung fu movies, you know? And back in the day, well, they still do it today too, you know. That's how most people used to get poisoned. Through drinks. Tea. Water. They still do it today, ain't nothing changed. But over here, you know, we're very sophisticated over here. Now you got some shit out here now, man, where it's like can't even be detected now. You got some shit they put in your drinks now and can't even be detected. In the military, they call it the silent killer. It can't even be detected. Your ass is just have a heart attack and pass the fuck out. So I've learned all of this when I was in my 20s, how a lot of people get down with all this shit. So this is why I'm very conscious and careful about where I eat and whose food I'm eating at all times. But now that I don't drink anymore, that cuts out a lot of the riffraff. I don't have to worry about that no more. I don't drink anymore. I don't drink alcohol no more. So when you drink alcohol, oh boy, that's even more problems. You got to watch your drink. If you go to the restroom, you got to take your drink with you. I did. Shit, I'm not gonna leave. If I leave my drink on the table, if I go to a restaurant, let's say I'm at a restaurant or a club. If I go to the restroom and I happen to leave my drink on the table around people that barely know, when I come back, I'm not drinking that drink. I'll just go get another one. That's how I used to do it. So 9 times out of 10, if I go to the restroom, I'm taking my drink with me. Unless there's somebody there that I trust. I trust them with my livelihood, basically. That's the only way. Because I've seen people in nightclubs putting shit in people's drinks. I've seen it with my own eyes. But they're very clever how they do it, though. They don't just take out the damn bottle of pills and no, they're very clever how they do it. Yeah, it's very people are very clever, man. And you have to understand these types of people that do use these type of tactics and tricks. There's a good chance they do this shit all the time with people. It ain't nothing new. They're not new. They do it all the time. There's families that do this type of shit all the time. Yeah, it's a different ball game when you go overseas. Now people will say, "Well, they treat you better overseas. The women treat you better." Well, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't they treat you better? You from America. You're from America. And that's always going to be the main draw. Regardless of how you look, how tall you are, and how attractive she might think you is. You're from America. That passport you have, if you got one, is power. That passport is power. That's how they see it. Regardless of what people think about America, that passport is power. See, I learned when I was in the military is what's behind you that makes you attractive to a lot of women. It's who's behind you more so than you as an individual. I learned that when I was in the Navy, man. Because there's been times where, man, I didn't have to say shit, man. I didn't really have to talk much. Until I got out. I mean, which was cool. I mean, I like to talk, but damn, you know what I'm saying? But you just have to know the difference. You have to know and understand your surroundings and everything, So even if a girl's family have preconceived notions and ideas about you coming from America or being from America, man, they'll throw that shit out the window. If you say, hey, if their daughter says, hey, I got somebody for you to meet. He's from America. He's a Black American from America. Man, they'll be like, oh, come on down. Shit. You an upgrade. Man, they'll roll out the red carpet for you. You an upgrade to that family. 9 times out of 10. Man, a lot of these people in these other countries ain't got it they really ain't got it like that. They might be doing all right. But I would say this. If they're not from a rich family, if she's not from a rich family, which 9 times out of 10, she ain't gonna be from a rich family if you talking to her. I mean, I'm just being honest. A lot of how many rich women have you met overseas? Let's just be honest. 9 times out of 10, the girl you meet is not going to be from a rich family. You know how I know this? Because rich people stay amongst themselves. They don't really they don't mix like that. Especially overseas. They don't know. No. They keep their family looking just like they are. They ain't trying to bring no, unless you're a white man or something like that. But for the most part, and even if you're a white man, he gotta be from a rich family. Damn near. In most cases. I mean, like, I'll give you an example. Let's say she from Colombia. And let's say she's from a rich family. Or maybe her family well off. I mean, most of the time they ain't really trying to date out like that. They ain't really looking for no dude outside like that. Nah, not really. She gonna have to be older, an older woman for that to happen. They not a young girl, it's in the 20s, early 30s, from a rich family. Dating out? Man, that don't happen often. First off, her parents, her dad is gonna have a problem with that. A big problem with that. Might take her out the will. No, rich people they live by certain rules. They don't date out like that. No. They 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 like their blood to be they family, they live by that man, I forgot where it came from. But they don't really they don't date out. I'll say it like that. No. No, they like they no they, and they believe in damn, I forgot where that shit came from, man. But yeah, rich people are different. And it doesn't matter what country the rich family is from either. They're very different than the common man and common woman in that country. Yeah, yeah. But and a lot of times, if this person is rich in another country, 9 times out of 10, their family is ruthless. And they're eating off the other people. The other people has to suffer for them to be rich. Or maybe their family had something to do with the slave trade. If they're from some parts of Africa. But they probably from one of them tribes where they had something to do with the slave trade. That happens a lot too. So a lot of them, so whenever you see, let's say a girl or a guy that's from Kenya, and they driving a Benz or BMW or something like that, and you ask them, hey, what they do? So, oh, I'm in college, right? And they driving a Benz or BMW or Bentley or some type of luxury car in some place like Ghana or Kenya or Nigeria. 9 times, it's either 2 to 3 reasons. They living a life of crime, or they working within the government in some type of way, or their family had something to do with the slave trade back in the day. It's even 3 reasons. And if you go to South America, it's usually if a family has money, it's usually some type of crime, a crime family, or something like that. Something like that. Usually, unless it's he first generation. If he first generation, he probably in some type of tech business or on the internet business, software, something like that. If he's a young dude, but he's in the 40s, 50s, shit, man, it's probably crime. It's probably crime related, and maybe he was born in that shit. That's usually how it go. Now I know it's a lot of young guys today that's first generation because of the internet opportunities. That happens. But if he's 40 or 50, 60 years old, rich in any of these countries in South America or Africa, the islands, those three things, either they working within the government in some type of way, shitting on the other people in that country. He from a crime family, or their family had something to do with the slave trade back in the day. It's them three things. And depending on what country they live, I'll be able to tell. I know a lot of family, these countries' history. I know how a lot of these countries came about. And see, like I said, a lot of these people in these countries, they're not civilized like we are over here. They still have the same mentality that they did 400 years ago, 200 years ago, before these countries came about. Because a lot of these countries, before these countries came about, they had tribes. Well, they still have tribes. But they had tribes before Nigeria came about, before Kenya came about, before Niger came about, before Johannesburg came about, before Cape Town came about. They had tribes before that, And you go down South America, same thing. Same thing. These people are very tribal. We're not so much tribal over here like that. Not no more. We're more, we got cliques over here. We got cliques over here now. Cliques. Cliques and crews over here now. But see, in these other places, if you ain't a part of a certain tribe, shit, it's going to be hard for you to do anything. Just like over here, if you ain't a part of a certain group of people, it's going to be hard to do anything. In most cases. That's how it is over here. So some people would say, well, it's kind of trouble over here too. I said, well, no. I said, no, what you talking about is racism. That's what you talking about. But either way, you get my point. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful. But this shit is right. This shit is. The game is cold out here. You got to watch yourself. You got to watch what you eat. You got to watch who you hang around with. All of that, man. And people take kindness for weakness. People take kindness for weakness, And regardless of where you go, remember, you're always going to be the foreigner. Don't let nobody bullshit you and tell you differently. You're always going to be the foreigner, regardless of what country you go to, whether you live there or you visit. You're always going to be the foreigner, and that's never going to change. You're not going to be able to get away from that. I don't care about what your woman says, how much she loves you and all this bullshit talk. She don't even talk like that. But she'll talk to you like that, to tell you all the things you want to hear and all the bullshit. But you still gonna be the foreigner at the end of the day, regardless of the neighborhood you live in. When you come outside, they see you, you're the foreigner. And everybody gonna know, hey, what's a foreigner on that block right there? That's a foreigner over there. Everybody gonna know too. How did that work? So how everybody know that I live over here all of a sudden? And I've been over here for 6 months, and everybody know that the foreigner, Black American foreigner, is over there, living over there with some girl. Yeah, how they find out so fast? Because people talk. That's why people talk. People talk. And to them, they see you as a cash machine. And don't let them turn you into a cash machine. Don't fall for that. That's another trap that a lot of people get into. Don't fall for that. Because they'll invite you over, especially if you just move to a neighborhood. Because, people, if you just move to a neighborhood, what used to happen is people would bring you like a gift basket. They don't do it so much no more. I mean, certain places they do. But when I was growing up, they used to bring gift baskets to people that just moved to the neighborhood. I'm talking if you bought a house now. Or you just moved down from some place or something like that. And bring a gift basket. They'll knock on your door. A random person that live in the same area. Knock on the door, give you a gift basket. And it could be food, candy, whatever. Drinks, whatever. Right? And my mom would never eat that shit. My mom would throw that shit away. My mom always threw that shit away. She might eat the candy, but the food, hell no. Because the game is cold out here. People will put shit in your food. People will do shit. People do shit to people all the time. Good shit happens to good people all the time. I remember my this girl my brother used to be married to. She used to bring my mom cakes every once in a while. My mom never ate that cake. I mean, the shit was nasty anyway. I ate a little bit of it. The shit was nasty. You used to throw that shit in the trash when she leaves. This shit nasty. It ain't no telling. And then that woman never liked my mom anyway. So ain't no telling what she'd put in that damn cake. You got to be careful out here, man. Don't be naive. See, I used to be naive when I was in the 20s. Early 20s. But I didn't know how cold and how vicious people could be out here. Especially if they dislike you. And that could be for any type of reason. Boy, you'd be blown away if I told you some of the stories that happened to me or that I've seen happen to other people. There's some stuff I could never reveal on here. Because some of the people that know me would probably hear it on here and they probably would call me and be like, hey man, why you put me out there like that? Well, I mean, I would never call nobody's name, but I wouldn't care anyway. Shit, when I tell stories, I ain't telling stories for them. What the hell are you listening to me for? This ain't for you anyway. That's what I would tell them if they would call me up, or if I would see them in person. Well, shit, why are you listening to that shit? This shit ain't for you. I'm just a newscaster. I'm telling people the shit that happened to me so they won't have to go through it. This is why you have to get to know people. And don't assume anything until proven otherwise. Because people used to say, "Oh, I give them the benefit of the doubt." Why? Why you give her the benefit of the doubt? Because she look good. Well, bitch, there's plenty of women that look good. Shit. That's the best you can do? That's the best answer you can come up with? Come on, man. You got to do better than that. You got to do better than that, man. But hey, that's all I got. That's all I really have to say. You know, if anyone wants to come up, if you got any questions, maybe you had a similar experience like me. You know, maybe you got poisoned before. I don't know. Shit happens. You know, maybe a woman drugged you before. Hey, I want to hear about it. How'd you deal with it? You know, shit happens to people out here. Man, there's some people that go to these other countries, man, and they don't make it back. They don't make it back, man. Some of these guys go to these other countries, they don't make it back, man. Picture that. You know, some guys get shot and killed, shot to death. I know one guy, man, he went to, where did he go? I think he went to Colombia. He ate some bad food and he got sick. Went to the hospital. Whatever they did didn't work. So he ended up flying to Atlanta and went straight to the hospital from the Atlanta airport. And he had some bacteria in his body. I think he said the doctor said if he didn't come in, I think the next day he'd have been dead. So, you know, shit happens like that, man. You know, shit happens. But hey, be careful out here. Next time, smash the like button. Don't forget to hit the Cash App. I'm out.
Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight. But then I saw the stallion that I like. Here from Cali, I live in the valley. Then you look same.